Awesome. Thank you so much for tuning in. I know I took a break from the series I did in Psalm 23, and I'm continuing. I'm not going to stop right now. All right. So Psalm 23 verse 2b, it says, He leads me beside the still waters. So I'm going to title today's short exhortation as God leads us into peace, right? And I had a conversation with a couple of friends, right? And they are all going through one thing or the other. And God is interested in it. God is interested in that stress, that thing that seems like it's stressing you out. That overthinking you are thinking about, will this work, will it do not work? How will this work? You're overthinking, you're worrying, you're anxious. God is interested in your journey. And the amazing thing is that God doesn't want you to walk alone. He wants to lead you. He wants to guide you. God is not interested in you being all alone. He wants to be with you every step of the way, right? Whether you're feeling anxious, or you're feeling anxiety, when you're feeling overwhelmed by the pressure. So a friend of mine was checking on me and she asked me that, "Oh, Tolu, how are you doing?" And I told her that I am feeling pressured, right? I don't know what seems like a pressure moment for you. You're feeling overwhelmed and you're longing for peace. I pray God's peace over you in the name of Jesus, that the Lord will lead you to peace that surpasses man understanding in the name of Jesus. Just like the verse we just read, Psalm 23 verse 2b, he said he leads us beside the still waters. I don't know where you have been led to. Maybe you have been led beside troubling waters. You have been asking God that, how would this thing come true? When will this thing come? Whatever seems like a trouble in your finances, trouble in your career, trouble in your business, whatever trouble you are in right now, I know God will give you peace. And no matter, I'm going to define what still waters mean. So still waters in this context is emotionally and spiritually, right? Emotionally, you are drained. Spiritually, you're trying to gather all the dots. Where is God in this situation? How come I'm stuck alone in this matter? You have been asking a series of questions, right? And I pray God's peace in the name of Jesus, that God still waters, no matter the waters you have been in, troubling waters, in the storm, what seems like a storm, I pray that the Lord will give you peace in such moment in the name of Jesus. And for me, God guides us in the chaos. God will not leave you on your own. I say, "Oh, I've tried leading you. You're not hearing word. You're having coconut head." Coconut head is not in the Bible, right? But just permit me to use that context, right? I'm leading you, but you're saying another thing. I had a conversation with a friend of mine and I told the person that I'm beginning to have a deeper understanding of the book of Exodus and Leviticus, right? Those are strange books I never really understood when reading them. But the amazing thing about those books now, when I'm reading it, is the place of obedience. If you read the text, God will tell Moses, "I want you to do this." And the next verse will tell you that Moses did as the Lord commanded. Right? So, as much as we want to be led by God, we also need to align ourselves to what God is saying, not to what God has said, to what God is saying. Right? God is constantly saying something over you. He's never quiet over your matter. But are you listening and are you paying attention? Are you going to take action to what God has said? Right? Those are important conversations we need to constantly have. Right? And God is interested in, no matter the situation, be it a death, be it a sickness, be it a job loss, be it a financial pressure, be it provision. God is interested in every area. God never segments any area and say, "Oh, I'm only interested in your spiritual growth, but in your career, I'm not interested." But God is interested in every area of your life. Right? And I know many people are struggling in hearing from God, and I pray God's peace. Just like when we're reading the Bible, where it talks about that God's still small voice. How can we hear God's voice? By reading the word, by noticing of God, by taking note of God's still voice. Right? As much as possible, We live in a world where it feels as if we are under pressure. But guess what? What pressure does is never to expose your weakness, but is to expose that which God has buried within you, right? So every time you're in a pressure situation, know that God is in your midst. And when God is in your midst, He's the one leading you. And I pray this prayer over you that God will give you peace. No matter the situation you are going through, no matter the trouble you are going through, God's peace will overwhelm you in the name of Jesus. You are walking out not in troubling situation, but you're walking beside still waters because the Lord is leading you. He's leading every aspect of your life, and He will continue to lead you in the name of Jesus. Thank you so much for listening, and God bless you.